Hi, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to my jungle. Yes, the new decoration is up. Everything I got from my husband for my birthday. So we're sitting in a jungle now. And yeah, the main feature is still here. I had to put some lights on him because otherwise he would just get lost, the poor thing. Anyway, getting back to business, today I'm going to show you my take on a classic turban in a Savannah-inspired look. And the wrapping tutorial will be at the beginning, then I'll share a few thoughts with you, and at the end, as usual, there will be Leorah's latest looks. So let's get right into it. It's gonna be fun. Hi, my friends. So here we go. It's Monday again. Time is flying. It's crazy. But the good thing is summer vacation is almost over. Life is about to get a little bit easier, at least for 1 week, because then the high holidays hit. And that is actually something that I need to address quickly before we get into the tutorial, because I want to make sure that you are still watching. Okay, so the thing is, all September will be packed with the Jewish high holidays, and that will affect my upload schedule. I have no idea how I'm going to juggle things around. I just want you to know that for the month of September, things might be a little bit different. I might, in some weeks, just be able to do one upload. Sometimes it will be two, but it might not be the regular days. So be sure to hit the notification bell so you will always notified when I upload. And I think then after the high holidays, we'll get back to a normal schedule. I just wanted to warn you that September is going to be a little bit crazy. So, and now we're going to work. If you remember last week, I got this first package from Wrapunzel from my collaboration. And this one was one of the first scarves I took out of the package. And I sort of immediately thought, wow, this could be a Savannah look. So it sort of stuck with me, and I totally wanted to do something with that. So that's what we're going to use. And I am still wearing my own weird, funny shaper, because the shapers that I'm expecting from Rapunzel are still circling the Pacific and haven't gotten to me yet because they had been missent to Taiwan. Anyway, I hope they'll get here soon, but for the time being, I'm just going to use my no-name simple shaper. Usually for a classic turban, you basically just need one scarf and you wrap it from the back up and basically around like this. But I want to kick it up a notch and make something more glamorous out of it, if you will. So we'll see how that works. For my version of the classic turban, you need 3 scarves. One should be a darker one, especially if you are fair-skinned like I am. And then whatever color scheme you want to go with. And yeah, so let's see what we can do. Usually I wear a basic pashmina over my shaper. Today I will not do that because I need to give my neck a rest. So we'll start with this dark color. And as I said before, if you are fair-skinned, please, please, please take my advice and make sure to put a darker color at your hairline, because I'll show you. Now, as beautiful as this one is, if I don't use something to make a separation between my skin and the scarf, I will look like this. I don't know, is it just me or is it extremely not flattering, right? So now, just for an example, okay? When I put this here and use this as a highlight. Now, never mind that I'm not putting it on straight and whatever. It's just for an explanation, okay? Now, isn't that way more flattering? It sort of creates a frame around your face, and I don't know, is it just me? I think it just makes sense. So if you want, then take my advice and always, no matter what colors you use a color that is a little bit darker to frame your face so it doesn't get lost in your turban. So I'm using this wonderful Sari scarf from Wrapunzel. This will be, unfortunately, the only scarf from Wrapunzel that I'm using today. The other ones are from my own collection. So this is called a autumn leaf colored Sari scarf. Okay, so this will come up in a second. But first we start with this one. So this is a very dark brown. Because of my Savannah-inspired look, I wanted to go through all those nature colors. And let's see what we do. Okay, so first of all, this one I put on, for me, the regular way, from the top down. It doesn't really matter so much, but you need to have it flat here. So you cannot have any folds or anything. It's not going to look nice. So that's why I'm putting it from the top down, because then it's much easier to have it flat here. And I'm not even going to tie it in the back. I'm just going to wrap it up and use it as I would use my basic pashmina to balance out my weird shaper, because I always have this dip here. I'm just going to tuck it into itself so it stays put. Sorry, my necklace is making noise at the microphone. I think I'm just going to take off my necklace. So, 1 second. Okay, here we go. Necklace is off. And that's what we've done so far. It's maybe a little bit hard to see because of the darker background, but okay. So now what I want to do is I want to take this one. It's like just a plain orange. And I'm going to fold it a little bit because it's pretty wide. It's rectangular and it is too wide for me to wrap. So I'm just going to fold it in a little bit. And there is no elegant way of doing this, so I apologize, but this is because at some point you're not going to see me anymore. Okay, so let's make this work now. Let's see how I do this with the microphone so I don't get stuck. Okay, I'm going to go in diving like this. Okay, just going to flip this back because this part doesn't really matter. Okay, so you basically have to line up this line here with your shaper or with wherever you're going to put it. And this, all of this, basically you pull forward so it is a little bit smoother in the back. Okay, so you have those two strands, okay? So I'm going to hold this like that. And now I want to add the Sari scarf. And that's a bit of an adventure because you're going to run out of hands. But you can also skip this one as long as you put a darker one underneath and just use the Sari scarf. It also depends a little bit on how big your shaper is, if that Sari scarf is going to be wide enough to wrap all around your turban. But, you know, try. And anyway, I also want to say, please don't get intimidated by the wraps that I'm doing. I'm just sitting here like this, holding it, looking silly. Okay, just don't get intimidated by what I'm doing, because you can always change what I'm doing and you know, adapt it to your own life and to your own abilities and to your own scarves and to your own whatever. Like, you do not need to be me, okay? So you can always just come up with your own thing and just use me as an inspiration, or don't use me at all. Anyway, so let's try to make this work. What I want to do, what I envision, is that I'm putting this around here. And I'm not going to take the full width of it. I have it folded over because I still want the orange to show, and I want to use the Sari scarf as a highlight. It's an eye catcher. Okay, so I have it basically lined up here with this scarf that comes from this side. Does that make sense? And now I'm taking up this one. So basically they're just lying on top of each other. And now the dark one here comes into play because I'm not going to put the scarves down flat nicely to cover it all. I'm going to do something else. Okay, the minor cleanup we can do later on. It's just for now we want to get this whole thing going. Okay, so basically I'm just crossing over and crossing over one more time, and then I'm flipping it up towards the back of my head. See how nice? Isn't that cool? Okay, so now basically you can just play with whatever you have created here, which is going to turn out differently every single time. So here is now that dark highlight, sort of, or a dark light. So you're still covered, and it has that frame effect, and it is very interesting. Just so it's not all even and smooth, and you know, because I don't know, even and smooth is sort of boring for me at least. Anyway, so I think I already look like some kind of African princess, something like that. And I really like that. So now I have those two strands still in my hands. Now what you can do is you could just bind it in the back, but then it would not be a classic turban. So I'm just crossing them over in the back, and then I'll start tucking them in. Okay, so now I could really need another hand, but it's okay. I'm just, you know, stopping this from slipping with pressing my arm here against it while I'm tucking this side in. And then I do the same thing on this side. And even while you're doing that, you can still create patterns and whatever you want to feature. Oh, I even think that if I leave this hanging out, it could be very, very cool. Anyway, so there we go, basically. That is my spin on the classic turban. And then you just, you know, you pull out the sides, the colors that you like, you pull them forward, you push them backwards, because nothing is really gonna slip anymore. So you just play with the colors and have some fun. And that's it. It was simple, wasn't it? I know it looked a little bit difficult at the beginning because you're working from the back up and you have to hold everything. And the little bit of advice I can give you, and I just didn't do that because on camera I didn't want to skip a step. I want to sort of tell you everything I'm doing. When I'm wrapping that kind of a turban with those two scarves on top of each other, I put them in front of me and put them exactly how I'm going to put them on. So I basically have them in my hands ready already, both on top of each other, and then I start wrapping. I just did not want to do it that way, so I'm showing you what I'm doing on person, sort of on me. Okay, so as usual, I have no idea how I'm looking from the back, but I'm going to show you. I think it looks pretty nice and special. And of course, I'm going to show you right now my whole completed outfit right here, because the orange picks up all through the outfit as it does in my eye makeup. The other piece of advice I want to give you is, when you're fair skinned like I am, use some darker color to frame your face. And you can also use jewelry, you know, to function as a frame from this side. Because this color is not the best color for me. I know that. But if I put down a dark necklace, it'll totally work. It'll work as a highlight for, like as a backdrop highlight for the necklace, and it helps to frame my face, you know, from both sides. So this is my frame and this is my frame. So I hope that helps you. So the official tutorial is over. If you want to stick around and, you know, finish the video, then that would be great. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you today is, of course, connected to the whole fashion world. It sounds huge, but it's just a thought that I have. And it is basically the slogan, "Don't dress down." That's my philosophy, at least. I do not ever dress down because I don't believe in that. I don't believe that it's good for the soul of a woman to ever be in pajamas except for sleeping, or to be in sweatsuits unless you're going on a workout. I'm always dressed up, and I do that because I truly believe that I deserve it. And yes, I do have to work in the kitchen, and I do have to clean the floor, and I do have to, you know, do whatever I have to do. And people maybe think that's not very practical, but that's what aprons are made for. I am a huge promoter and lover of aprons. I wear aprons so much. And once I'm done working, I take it off, and then I'm Leorah, you know? So that's just my word of advice for you today. Don't dress down, because a queen does not dress down unless she goes to sleep. You know, a queen is a queen when she sits in her on her throne in the, what's it called, the throne hall or whatever it's called. Um, and she is the queen when she is in her private chambers. So treat yourself as a queen and always be pretty as you can, as pretty as you want to be. You know, I'm not here to judge what is pretty, because that is definitely something that is very personal for everybody. But I just want to encourage you, because this is going to spill over into your family. You wouldn't believe. I have gotten some feedbacks already about people who have implemented that, and where the husbands suddenly, you know, said, "Well, what's going on?" and stuff like that. I'm thinking of you, Monica. I think that's that was you, right? Um, and it's it's just a wonderful thing, because the way you carry yourself when you feel pretty is just so different, and people will see it, and people will treat you differently. So at least that's my experience, and everything I'm saying here is really just based on my experience and how I see things. So put it through your own filter, but maybe you can take 2% out of it. And I just feel that we deserve to be the queens in our households, and even when we clean the floor. And I do that a lot because my kids are very messy eaters. And when 7 kids have gone to the bathroom, you can imagine how a bathroom looks. So I'm doing that, you know, but I want to be the prettiest as I can be for that occasion. I even also started doing that, or implementing this whole idea of mine, when I go to give birth. I wanted to go as a queen into the delivery room. And a few days before giving birth, I got my nails done, and got my shaved my legs, and did a pedicure and everything, because I wanted to be a queen in that situation too. Because man, just imagine what kind of a powerful situation that is, that you're part together with God in that moment of creation. And why shouldn't you be the queen? Why? I don't know. When you see TV shows about women giving birth and they all look like train wrecks, why? It doesn't have to be that way. Okay, so if you're out on the road and suddenly contractions hit, okay, so what can you do? But hey, when I'm out on the road, I always look like that, you know? I just think that we deserve it. We deserve it. And if it is a little bit important to you to look pretty, then try to try. If it's not, then forget what I'm saying. Then it's just totally unimportant and it's fine. Be the way you are. It's, you know, I'm not here to push anyone in any direction. I'm just really sharing what's heavy on my heart in the sense of important to me. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So, my dear friends, Leorah's latest looks is coming right up, and I just want to invite you to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, to grow my Savannah beauty tribe. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss my uploads. I'm uploading every Monday and Thursday, except for the month of September, as I just mentioned. And if you like my content, then please give me a like. If you want to share my videos on your own social media, feel free to do so. You can comment and leave your questions in the comment section down below. That is fine. I will read them all and I will try to answer your questions. You can also contact me via my other social media. And yeah, follow me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter if you want to. You will find all the information in the description box, as well as information about my collaboration with Wrapunzel. If you want to order, you can use my affiliate code, which is Queen Leorah, African Queen Leorah. No, it's just Queen Leorah. Anyway, so you get 5% off your order if you want to use my code. And just so you know, I will get a small commission on that if you want. So whatever you want to do, it's fine. So now we're done. And unfortunately, we are done because I love sitting here and talking to you and doing this. This is my quality time in my playground, and I just love it. And I hope you love it too. I just love spending time with you here in my kingdom before I have to wake up my kids and my crazy everyday life starts. But yeah, so that was nice. And I'm looking forward to my next video, which will be on Thursday, and it will be part 4 of my weight loss story. I hope you had fun. Let me know if you're doing this tutorial or if you're doing pictures with that. Make sure to tag me. I'm going to want to know how it looks and what you did with it, or if you did your own version of it. Let me know. I really, really, truly want to know because these things inspire me as well. You guys inspire me. Anyway, so that's it for today. Leorah's looks is right around the corner, and till Thursday, I meet you here. Make sure to come. So up until then, I love you very much. Hugs and kisses. Bye.